Welcome to MLA's English Podcast, the show where English learning meets mindset growth. Whether you're here to boost your vocabulary, speak with confidence, or build a strong, unstoppable mindset, you're in the perfect place. Get ready for powerful tips, real conversations, and high energy that will move you forward. This is more than just a podcast. This is your new routine for success.
Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to a special deep dive segment we've got for you today.
Great to be here.
We're tackling something. Well, pretty much everyone experiences it, right? Anxiety.
Definitely universal.
Yeah, have you ever felt that? That sort of rush, heart pounding, your mind's just a whirlwind.
Descending out.
Totally. And you get that panic creeping in, sometimes over seemingly nothing. Or maybe everything all at once.
Oh yeah, both ends of the spectrum.
I've absolutely been there. I remember this one time, but before a pretty important presentation at work, my mind just poof, went blank.
Yeah.
Completely lost my train of thought. I even forgot this really crucial word I needed.
Wow. Yeah. That's intense.
It is. It's a feeling that can just stop you in your tracks, whether it's like a big exam or getting up on stage.
Or even just trying to speak a new language confidently.
Exactly. That's a big one for our listeners.
Yeah.
So this deep dive, we're really aiming to pull back the curtain on anxiety.
Yeah, look at it properly.
Right. Not just sharing stories, but actually looking at actionable insights.
Yeah.
We've dug into some pretty compelling research, psychological studies.
Good stuff in there.
Yeah. So our mission today is really to give you some powerful, practical tools, things that genuinely help you navigate those moments.
Exactly. And what we found looking through all this material is that anxiety isn't just, a feeling that passes. It's complex.
Right. Physiological, too.
Physiological and cognitive. It's a whole response. And honestly, just understanding how it works, the mechanisms behind it, that can be the most empowering first step.
Okay, so getting a handle on the why.
Precisely. So today we're going beyond just the usual advice, really unpacking what the research shows about how to step out of that shadow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some great material lined up, and we want to distill it into clear, practical strategies for you. But, okay, before we dive into the core mindset shifts, let's do our quick level up your English moment.
Good idea.
This is where we grab a word or maybe a phrase that helps you sound more natural, express yourself better, and actually it ties right into what we're talking about today.
Perfect timing then.
Yeah, think of it like a quick upgrade.
Yeah.
Less textbook, more, real-world English.
So what's the word for today, especially with anxiety on the table?
Okay, the word we picked is overwhelmed.
Ah, yes. Overwhelmed. Good one. It's an adjective.
And it really captures something more than just being stressed, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It goes way beyond simple stress. It really describes that state when our cognitive, our emotional capacities, they're just pushed right to the limit.
Overwhelmed. It just sounds like how it feels, like your circuits are totally full.
That's a great way to put it. Your circuits are full. When you say you're overwhelmed, you're saying you're emotionally or maybe mentally just swamped.
Swamped, yeah.
And the research suggests this happens when the sheer amount of stuff, tasks, information, even emotions, it just exceeds your ability to process it all. Your brain literally kind of hits capacity.
Okay, I can picture that.
Yeah, imagine like your email inbox is just exploding, deadlines are rushing towards you, your phone won't stop buzzing, and then right when you think you can maybe take a breath, someone pops up asking for just one more thing.
Oh, no, yeah.
That feeling, that intense feeling of being totally engulfed, that's being overwhelmed.
That picture sells it perfectly.
Yeah.
A mental tsunami almost.
Exactly. And it's useful in lots of situations. You could say, when I saw my massive to-do list this morning, I felt completely overwhelmed.
Yep, relatable.
But interestingly, it's not always negative. It can describe intense positive feelings too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
she was overwhelmed with emotion during the graduation ceremony. It means the joy or the pride, it was just so intense. It was almost too much, just spilling over.
Okay. Spilling over. Got it.
And another one, really relevant for, our listeners, he felt overwhelmed on his first day at the new job. Just so many names, tasks, expectations, all hitting him at once.
Right. Makes total sense.
So using overwhelmed, it helps you get really specific about that kind of pressure. It makes your English sound more fluent, more real,
More precise. Yeah.
It's a key word for talking about, modern life, really. And actually, we'll break down even more useful words and phrases later on.
That's good.
Because, anxiety and feeling overwhelmed, they're practically siblings, aren't they? That comes up a lot in the source.
Yeah, you can see the connection. Okay, so We've leveled up our English a bit there. Now let's really get into the deep stuff, the mindset shifts for handling anxiety.
Let's do it.
We're pulling this straight from the research. We looked at behavioral stuff, cognitive stuff, no fluff, just things that work. Okay, first big step, acknowledge it.
Just acknowledge it.
Yeah, don't suppress it. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it?
It does, but the research is incredibly consistent on this. Fighting it, trying to ignore that anxious feeling.
Yeah.
It often just makes it stronger, more potent.
Right, like trying not to think about something makes you think about it more.
Exactly. That's the paradox of thought suppression, they call it. You know, that classic, don't think of a pink elephant idea.
Yeah.
Our instinct might be to push it away. Maybe we think it's weak or annoying. But what cognitive behavioral approaches show is that trying to suppress it just amps it up.
So what's the alternative?
Just name it. Simply say to yourself, okay, I feel anxious right now. That act of naming it, it shifts you. You go from being in the feeling to sort of observing it.
Creating distance.
Exactly. That psychological distance is crucial. You're not saying the anxiety is good. You're just giving it permission to be there, like a cloud passing by. And that, funnily enough, makes it easier for it to actually pass.
Okay.
And this is so important when you're pushing your comfort zone, right? Like in a tough work situation, or maybe trying to speak a new language where you might fear being judged.
Definitely.
So instead of wrestling with that nervousness before you speak, just acknowledge it. Yep, feeling a bit nervous speaking English right now, and that's okay. It kind of disarms it.
Takes its power away.
Yeah, it lets you move forward instead of being stuck fighting yourself inside.
That shift from fighting to observing, yeah, that feels really significant.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you've kind of acknowledged it, what's next? Because anxiety isn't just in the head, right? You feel it.
Oh, absolutely. Your body is often the first responder. Which brings us, based on the research, to point number 2. Tune into your body and reset.
Okay, tune in and reset.
Yeah. Your autonomic nervous system, the fight or flight system, it goes into overdrive with anxiety.
Heart races, breathing gets shallow.
Muscles tense up, all those physical signs.
And I've actually found this helps me a lot personally. When I feel that surge starting, I make myself pause. And I take maybe 5 slow, deep breaths.
How do you do it?
In through the nose, really deep, hold it for just a second, and then slow out through the mouth.
Nice.
And I can almost like physically feel my heart rate start to come down. It's amazing.
That's textbook somatic regulation. The science on controlled breathing is solid. It directly affects your vagus nerve.
Ah, the vagus nerve. Yeah.
Which helps kick in your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest mode. It literally calms your body down.
Wow. Okay, so breathing works. Anything else from the body angle?
Yes. Grounding techniques. These are really powerful too.
Grounding, like bringing yourself back to earth.
Exactly. Anchoring you in the present. A really effective one is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Heard of that?
Vaguely, remind me?
Sure. You just deliberately notice and name 5 things you can see around you right now.
Okay, 5 things I see.
Then 4 things you can physically touch.
4 things I can touch.
3 things you can hear.
3 sounds.
2 things you can smell.
2 smells. Okay.
And finally, 1 thing you can taste, maybe the coffee you just had, or just the taste in your mouth.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See, touch, hear, smell, taste.
Right. By deliberately focusing your attention on your senses like that, you pull your mind away from the anxious thoughts. You anchor yourself firmly in the here and now. Creates a mental pause.
I can see how that would work. Just shifting focus.
It's incredibly useful in high-pressure moments, like before a difficult conversation, or, again, before you have to speak in a new language. Just take a moment, breathe, ground yourself. It gives your brain that bit of space it needs to organize itself.
Creates calm before the action.
Exactly. Calm before action.
Okay, that conscious shift of attention, yeah, sounds powerful. Yeah. So you've acknowledged it, you've grounded yourself physically. But what about those thoughts? The ones that just keep racing.
Ah, yes, the what-ifs.
The endless what-ifs. What if I mess up? What if they laugh at me? What if I fail completely? They just sneak in, don't they?
Yeah.
And they blow everything out of proportion.
They do. And the tough truth is most of those fears, they aren't based in what's actually happening now.
Right. They're future worries.
Exactly. You've hit on a core part of anxiety there, what the research calls catastrophizing or cognitive distortion.
Cognitive distortions.
Yeah. We humans, we can imagine futures, which is great for planning, right? But with anxiety, it kind of goes haywire.
Runs wild.
Totally. We build these incredibly detailed stories of disaster that haven't even started to happen. I used to do this massively before big job interviews, played out every single way I could possibly fail.
Oh, man. Yeah, me too.
But the reality was, often I was prepared. I just needed to tap into that truth, not the fear story.
And that really connects to language learning, doesn't it? Those what ifs.
Oh, absolutely. What if I forget the word mid-sentence? What if my accent is so bad they don't understand me? It can be crippling.
So how do we reframe that? What do the sources suggest?
A really powerful technique is cognitive reframing. Instead of letting fear run that what-if loop, you actively challenge it. Ask yourself this question: what is true right now?
What is true right now? Huh. Simple, but deep.
It cuts through the noise, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
what's actually true in that moment?
Well, that you've practiced, maybe, that you're trying.
Exactly. That you've practiced, you've put in the effort, you are improving, you showed up today. These are real things, concrete facts. They hold way more weight than some hypothetical mistake.
Okay, so you interrupt the what ifs with the what is.
Yes, interrupt them. Literally, if you need to. Say something you know for sure. Like for a language learner, instead of, what if I blank? Try thinking, or even saying quietly, I know how to introduce myself in English, or I practiced this conversation yesterday and it went okay.
Right, focus on the knowns.
Speak those present truths. It reconnects you to reality, pulls you out of that fear fantasy. Real confidence, it doesn't come from not feeling fear. It comes from anchoring yourself in what's real and true right here, right now.
Anchoring in the truth, I like that. Okay, so reframing the thoughts is huge. What comes next? Anxiety also makes tasks feel enormous, right? Like impossible mountains.
It really does. Which leads us to the next strategy that came up again and again in the research. Break it down.
Broke it down. Simple advice, but effective.
Incredibly effective. I've had days where just opening my email felt like staring into a black hole. Too much.
Totally get that.
But the research explains why. Our brains can literally get overwhelmed and just shut down when faced with something that feels too big or too complex.
Like a freeze response.
Exactly. The brain sees this huge task as a threat and freezes. But if you break it down, say, okay, just reply to those 2 urgent emails, then take a 5-minute break. Suddenly, it feels doable.
Manageable.
Right. It's like, building a giant jigsaw puzzle. You wouldn't dump all the pieces and try to force it all together at once, would you?
No way. You do the edges first, or one specific color section.
Exactly. One corner, one edge, one little section. That same idea works for any big goal that feels scary. The research suggests slicing it into small, bite-sized, actionable steps.
Bite-sized steps.
It helps get around that shutdown thing. And crucially, it builds momentum. You get these little wins along the way.
The power of small wins.
Huge power. So for you learning a language, instead of the crushing thought, I have to become fluent.
Which feels impossible sometimes.
Right. Reframe it. Okay, today my goal is just to learn 5 new words. Or I'll practice speaking for just 10 minutes.
Okay, much less intimidating.
One step, one piece of the puzzle. Progress isn't always about massive leaps. It's often those small, consistent steps added up. So when it all feels too much, zoom right in. Ask yourself, what's just one tiny thing I can do right now?
Just one thing.
Start there, and you'll be surprised how the impossible starts to feel possible.
That's great advice. Okay, and speaking of getting moving, of momentum, another really immediate helper, according to the sources, is physical movement.
Yes. Get moving. It's not just about formal exercise either. It's about shifting your physical state.
Oh, this one's huge for me. I honestly think a brisk 10-minute walk has saved me from complete meltdowns more times than I can count.
I believe it.
Just getting up, moving your body. It really helps release that pent-up tension, doesn't it? And it feels like when my body feels a bit better, my brain kind of follows along.
There's solid science behind that. Physical activity, even something really simple like, stretching at your desk or dancing around your kitchen for a few minutes.
Kitchen dancing helps. Good to know.
It does. It directly helps reduce cortisol. That's the main stress hormone.
Cortisol. Right.
When cortisol stays high for too long, it keeps your body in that hyper-alert state, makes it hard to calm down. Movement, even gentle movement, helps your body process that excess cortisol.
So when you feel anxious, your body's kind of saying, move this energy.
In a way, yes, it needs an outlet. So for all of you engaging with English, if you feel stuck or nervous while you're studying, try moving.
How would that work?
Well, maybe take a walk while listening to an English podcast. Or review your flashcards while pacing around the room.
Oh, like combining them. A super combo.
Exactly. Engage your body and your mind. The main point from the research is don't just sit there with your stress. Get up and move through it.
Move through it. I like that. Okay, powerful, actionable. Now, this next point, it might be a bit surprising. We often focus on managing what we do, our output. But what about managing what comes in? Point 6 is limit input, not just output.
Ooh, that's a really important one today. And the research on cognitive load backs this up strongly.
Cognitive load, meaning how much our brain can handle.
Pretty much think about it. We are just bombarded 24/7. News alerts, social media feeds, scrolling endlessly, notifications pinging.
Constant noise.
It is. And then we wonder why our minds feel so cluttered, anxious, overstimulated. It's like trying to read 5 different books at the same time while someone's shouting news headlines at you.
Huh. Okay. Terrible strategy for reading or thinking.
Exactly. No wonder we feel frazzled. I know for me, when I deliberately started cutting back on just endless scrolling, limiting how many news sites I checked, I felt so much lighter, clearer.
Less noise, more peace. Makes sense.
And for anyone learning something new, like a language, this is critical. Instead of trying to watch 5 random YouTube videos on grammar.
Which can feel overwhelming.
Totally. Focus. Choose one good podcast episode. Dig into one specific topic. Listen to one authentic voice you connect with. The sources really emphasize quality of input beats quantity every time.
Quality over quantity. For learning and for sanity.
Both. It's about consciously protecting your mental space, setting boundaries around what you let into your mind.
Protecting your mental space. That feels really empowering. Okay, now something that for me personally has been a lifesaver in tough times. Talk it out. Don't bottle it in.
Yes. Crucial.
When that anxiety builds up, keeping it all inside just makes the pressure worse.
Right.
It feels like trying to hold onto a balloon that just keeps inflating.
That's a perfect analogy. I used to be like that too, trying to handle everything myself. Thought it was being strong.
Yeah, same here.
But honestly, the moment I started actually saying how I felt, even just saying out loud, wow, I'm feeling really anxious about this, to a friend, or sometimes just writing it down in a journal.
What happened?
It was like opening a release valve. Huge relief.
Yeah.
And the research confirms it. Sharing isn't weak, it's just human. It's part of how we regulate emotions.
So talking to a friend, a mentor.
Friend, mentor, maybe a therapist if needed. Just voicing what you're carrying can make it feel so much lighter.
And how does this apply specifically to language learners?
Hugely relevant. If you're struggling with confidence, if you feel stuck, if you have specific fears about speaking, talking about it helps. Even just practicing your English with a patient partner or a tutor, that itself can ease the anxiety. You realize you're not the only one feeling this way.
You're not alone.
Absolutely not. And the core truth here, which the research really highlights, is that anxiety thrives in silence.
Feeds on silence. Wow.
But the second you speak up, even just a little bit, it starts to lose its power. Its grip loosens.
That's incredibly hopeful.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking it out is vital. Now, once you've maybe done that, or even as a preventative measure, what about long-term strategies? How do we keep anxiety from just creeping back in?
Great question. This leads to our next point. Build a routine that supports you.
A routine. Okay, but not like a rigid, stressful schedule.
No, definitely not. Not one that adds pressure or drains you. We're talking about a flexible structure, things that actually help you feel calm and steady.
Okay, how does that work?
Well, when life feels chaotic or unpredictable, having some reliable points in your day gives your brain something solid to hold on to. It creates a sense of order, even if other things feel messy.
Like little islands of predictability.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Even small, consistent things, like trying to go to bed and wake up around the same time most days.
Sleep hygiene. Important.
Very. Or maybe a short walk first thing in the morning. Or setting aside just 15 minutes a day for quiet time, reading, whatever helps you reset.
Small habits, big impact.
They really add up for your overall emotional balance.
Okay, so how does that routine idea connect to language learning?
It's like giving your day a backbone, right? A structure. That same principle helps with learning. You build consistency, reduce that feeling of, where do I even start?
Makes sense.
So try building a small, manageable language routine into your day. Maybe it's just 10 minutes of reviewing vocabulary with your coffee.
Okay, doable.
Or listening to a short English podcast during your commute. The key isn't doing hours every day, it's consistency.
Consistency over intensity.
Right. These become little anchors, little steady points woven through your day. They help you feel more in control, more supported, and less likely to be thrown off balance by anxiety.
Little anchors, I like that image. Creating pockets of calm and focus.
Precisely. It becomes second nature over time.
Fantastic. Okay, and speaking of feeling supported and building confidence with language, it's time for our vocabulary breakdown.
Yes, let's get those useful words out there.
We always try to pick words that not only help you understand our discussion, but really boost your everyday English too.
And these words today will definitely help you talk about these complex feelings and strategies with more nuance.
Hey listeners, here are 12 helpful words and phrases from today's deep dive. They're common in everyday English and super useful in both casual and serious conversations.
Meaning feeling worried, nervous, or uneasy. Example, I get anxious before big meetings even if I'm well prepared.
Meaning easy to understand or connect with because it feels familiar. Example, her story about learning a new language was so relatable, I felt the same way.
Meaning to overflow or go beyond limits, especially with emotions. Example, his excitement spilled over and he started talking really fast.
Meaning to admit or recognize something. Example, she acknowledged that she was feeling stressed and took a break.
Meaning to act like something is true when it's not. Example, he pretended to be confident, but inside he was very nervous.
Meaning messy or filled with too many things. Example, my mind felt cluttered after checking social media for too long.
Meaning a trusted person who gives advice or guidance. Example, my mentor helped me prepare for my first job interview.
Meaning to slowly start happening or affecting something. Example, doubt started to creep in when I saw how confident everyone else looked.
Meaning something stable that gives support or calm. Example, my morning routine became an anchor during stressful times.
Meaning losing control of thoughts or emotions. Example, I forgot one word during my speech and started spiraling.
Meaning to calm yourself by focusing on the present. Example, she grounded herself by taking a few deep breaths.
Meaning to talk openly about feelings, especially frustration or stress. Example, I just needed to vent about my tough day to someone who understood. There you go. 12 words and phrases that'll help you express yourself better and feel more confident in your English. Practice using them this week.
That was a great list. Really useful words in there.
Definitely captures a lot of what we discussed. Having the right vocabulary is empowering too.
It absolutely is. Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive on understanding and, importantly, managing anxiety, just remember these insights we've shared, they're not just ideas.
They're practical tools.
Yeah, drawn from solid research, things you can actually start using today. And especially if you're learning English, these strategies, they give you a really powerful way to handle the nerves that naturally come up when you step outside your comfort zone.
It's all part of the growth process.
Totally. And maybe here's a final thought to leave you with. We talked about anxiety sometimes being a signal.
Right. What's it trying to tell you?
Exactly. So maybe ask yourself, what overlooked messages might your anxiety be trying to send? About your boundaries, perhaps, or your needs. Maybe even about how you're approaching your growth, especially in your English journey. Something to mull over.
That's a wrap for today's episode on MLS English Podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with someone who's serious about growing in English and in life. Keep practicing, keep pushing, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's grow together. Outro music fades in.